Hey everyone, Richard Gibbons here from Boost My Customers, and we've got one of our incredible clients here, Fliss from Elite Skin Studio, and we're just going to talk about who she is, the amazing business that she's running, and kind of her results using our advertising system. So how are you doing today, Fliss?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, doing really, really good. So could you let everyone kind of watching, listening, know a little bit more about your business and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So, our business is called Elite Skin Studio, and it's run by myself and my mum. So, my mum has had the business for about 20 years, so it's well established. But we kind of grew from a home-based business into a high street clinic around about 5 years ago. And last year we expanded that from a three-roomed clinic to a six-room clinic. So yeah, we're busy, which is good, and obviously coming out of lockdown now and finding our feet again in the new world. But it seems to be going well.
That's awesome, awesome. And how did you kind of hear about obviously Boost My Customers from the beginning? What was it that first piqued your interest?
Yeah, it was actually, well, we are a member of the consulting rooms, which is a website which kind of gives a lot of really helpful information for clients, but also lets clinics kind of show what they're doing as well. So we've been a member of them for a while, and we picked up on a talk that you did with Ron Myers, who has the
Yes.
consulting room. And I think it was just a bit of a sign for us, really, because we had spent so much time and money growing the business last year, and we had a lot more capacity, new treatments, but we didn't have the amount of clients that we needed really to
Yep.
to fill the space. So when we heard your chat about kind of getting more clients through Facebook advertising, it really piqued our interest. So that's how we heard about you.
That's awesome. So what were you doing kind of before marketing wise? Obviously, the social media is awesome. You're really active at Instagram. What was kind of you doing before you started working with us?
Yeah, so I think probably a few years ago when we just moved over to the new premises, I kind of was dabbling in creating our business page on Facebook and Instagram. We didn't really have a solid brand as such. We were
Oh,
just kind of just putting nice things out there about treatments, but very inconsistently. We were mainly growing through word of mouth, advertising and things like that, but this growth was slow.
mhm.
I dabbled in Facebook ads. I did a few, one that went well, and I got really excited. Then the next one didn't do well, and I was like, well, okay, that's it then.
Yeah.
And then last year, as part of our expansion, we invested in a big rebrand and a new website branding design and things, which were amazing.
Yeah.
We but although that was really good and we loved it, it still wasn't driving actual leads and clients. It was just kind of elevating our brand, which is what we wanted. So that was kind of a really step for us,
Mhm.
but then we didn't really know where to go from there, which is kind of why your offering sounded so good for us.
Mhm. That's amazing. And then what were the results kind of from obviously we've been working maybe like 3 or 4 months now with advertising your awesome clinic. Like what have has your experience been? What have the results been like? What has it done for your clinic?
Yeah, I was kind of just been phenomenal. Like I can't really describe it. I saw a lot of your videos that you did with other clinics, and I thought, oh, it sounds good, you know. And we got on really well with yourself, so
Yeah.
that's why we thought, well, let's see. We've got nothing to lose, especially considering the fact that we did have this capacity that we wanted to fill, and especially with the laser hair remove, which is the campaign that we did, and still with yourself. We invested a lot of money in the laser a few years ago, and it has been steady, but it's never really been the workhorse that we expected it to be, and we're told that it could be and would be.
Yeah.
So the fact that once we started, within a few days, I was getting more consultations booked than I ever had. It was like,
Mm.
this could really be something special, and it just has been, to the point where I'm absolutely exhausted.
You're busy, you're busy. So it has a lead quality also, because obviously most people hear Facebook ads, probably like you hear bad, cheap people. they want offers, they're terrible quality. What is your experience being quality wise? Because that's always someone's biggest concern.
Yeah, exactly. And it was certainly a concern of ours. And yeah, to be honest, I think we didn't really know what to expect. I think potentially, to be honest, going in, we were maybe a little bit naive to think that every single lead coming through would be, you know, exactly what we wanted.
Yes.
But, you know, you've coached us through this entire time, and you've been so patient and supportive and things. And I'd say the vast majority of leads have been really, really good quality. You know, they've been the kind of lovely people that we want to meet as clients. They've all been, you know, very, very, yeah, just kind of exactly what we want as clients, and great for long-term client relationships as well.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah, I think so many people, like you say, need that mindset shift as well. Like every lead, obviously, we can target as much as possible, but you also need to like work with the leads, right? Follow our system and actually do that correct follow-up process, which again is why you're getting, I think, like 40% conversion rate on your like lead in to booked appointment, which is like you guys are doing absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But what would you kind of say has been the biggest help with this marketing? Is it like the coaching we've given, or is like what has been like the best part, other than like getting leads and obviously making tons of money?
I think I just absolutely love, I love the system, like the dashboard that you get with the software. It's, if you were to picture like your perfect lead conversion software, and I've tried a lot, and I've tried to do it myself, and I've gone on different CRMs and thought, right, okay, we do this, and it's never been exactly. And then when I saw the one that you guys do, and I could see, it's just amazing because you see everyone coming in, and then you can just take them on the little lead journey. And it's so easy to track kind of who you spoke to, who you haven't, who you text. I love the messaging on there, because a lot of people might not like calling. The fact that you can text them as well as call, it's incredible. So that, combined with like the really consistent support that you've been giving us, like it's so invaluable.
Awesome. And finally, I know it's been a little long interview. What would you say to someone watching this who's maybe on the fence, who's seen our stuff, and they're kind of in that same position you were in? What would you say to them regarding using our services, or some advice, at least to kind of give them a guiding hand?
That's a good question. I'd say make sure that you have the time to commit to the system, because I'm not going to lie, it is time consuming once you get started, because it's a completely new process. You almost need to fit the process into your business day-to-day life. So that's what we did. We were really worried that we wouldn't have the time to get back to people, or that they'd be just kind of left hanging and things. So we wanted to make sure that that wouldn't be the case. So we have certain times in our day where we know that, okay, this time I'm going to get back to these clients, I'm going to have a slot at lunchtime, I'm going to get back to clients, because we didn't want it to feel too overwhelming. So I'd say just build it into your day-to-day. But if you're on the fence, I'd say I should just say go for it.
I think it's just having that initial conversation, right, like we did, kind of just seeing if it is a good fit. Because again, if you're not a clinic who's looking to grow, then you're going to have a leads where you can't even serve them, and it's literally pointless, right? So I think you're perfect. Just make sure you have the time, you can dedicate it. If you can, amazing. If you don't, then just carry on how you're doing, and then wait until your business can expand.
I'd say one thing as well is you need to learn how to become a little bit thick-skinned, because for us, the lead generation is something that we have never done. So when someone contacts us, we know it's because they want a treatment. Whereas with this, you need to be prepared for some people to say, oh, actually, you know, I'm not quite sure I want it, or I just wanted to get a bit more information, but actually it's not for me. And I'm someone who I can sometimes take that kind of thing personally. So I think it's just important to think you've just got to serve everyone who is as a potential customer, and as someone who does want the treatment. But if it doesn't, then don't worry, because you've got like 4 or 5 other leads behind them who probably will.
Yeah. I think it's just like finding the golden nuggets. Like there's going to be some people who want it, but then they'll come a year later. And it's just like having that mindset of, great, I'm going to go for all of these leads, they're qualified, let's book them in again, which is what you guys are doing. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's so nice to know that they already have taken certain steps, like you say, to be qualified. So it's not a complete cold lead. They already know kind of who they're going to speak to. They've seen they've seen videos and pictures of the clinic, so they're kind of more open, I think, to receiving that call, which is really nice.
100%. Well, that's awesome, Fliss. Thank you so much for your time. That is Fliss from Elite Skin Studio. I'll link their website below as well. Check them out. But I'm Richard Gibbons, founder here at Boost My Customers. This was another one of our client success interviews. Any information, again, click the link below to speak with our team. Thanks, guys.